everybody, this is Bird bringing you guys a replay cast. We're going to be covering a Clinkz gameplay here. I made this actually like 2 weeks ago, and I thought I could have swore I recorded this. I'll let you guys know as the game progresses, but I played this game like at least 2 weeks ago before I went to Hawaii actually, and I thought it was one of the videos that I recorded, and I think I did, but I must have forgot to upload it in between recording it and in between leaving, and then I think I deleted my videos section because I was running low on hard drive space for my primary hard drive, and then video's gone. And then I was like, wait, somebody asked me if I could play Clinkz, and I was like, dude, I was thinking like I just played Clinkz like a week ago, and I know I had a good video, so I went and checked my YouTube channel, and apparently it has not been posted. Now, just to suit my paranoia at the moment, I'm just gonna double check of that fact because I don't want to like record this whole thing and then be like, oh wow, I did actually post it. I'm just freaking insane. But I am like scrolling down, and I see this was the week that I went on vacation, and I do not see a Clinkz game, so I think we're good. I think we are good. This is Axe. Actually, that's not the hero I want. I want Clinkz. All right, so let's talk about Clinkz a little bit. Clinkz is a hard carry that does see some scene in the pro scene. Sorry. A little bit about the hero. His first skill makes you attack really fast for a period of time up to 10 seconds at level 4. His second skill applies an orb to his arrows, which make them do more physical damage. This works on both heroes and buildings. Third skill is Skeleton Walk. This makes him go invis, run really fast. It's kind of like Bounty Hunter's Windwalk, except it doesn't give you bonus damage. It just gives you a lot of movement speed. Keep in mind the cooldown is very, very long on this, 20 seconds, so you do have to use it very carefully. And his final skill is his ulti Death Pact. This is the ability that really made him viable. You use it on a enemy or allied creep or neutral creep, and it kills the creep. You get the gold for it. And it gives you bonus health and bonus damage, and it lasts a period of time. So this means that you go to a neutral creep, you use it on the large creep, it gives you damage and HP, which makes you a good ganker. And then you go invis and go find somebody and kill him. The main item that is being focused on in almost all levels of play with Clinkz right now is an Orchid, and it was a while ago. I remember there was some theory crafting, I don't remember a forum, but when the Orchid first came out that it would be good with Clinkz, because at the time people would just get like damage items, but it's very, very good with Clinkz, because he does need the mana. He casts Searing Arrows a lot, he goes to gank, he uses his ulti on creeps. By the way, sorry about any background audio. Lawrence is obviously playing Call of Duty, and I think LD might make noise too, but just to warn you guys, there will be a lot more background noise in my videos from here on out, just because of there being a lot more content producers in the house. But starting item build, needless to say, I randomed. When do I not random? Am I right? I have a Ring of Protection, I have a Wraith Band, and I also have a Salve and a Tango. Now, versus a melee hero, this is a very good thing for a Clinkz. Am I even like, I don't even think I'm clicked on, there we go. I'm sorry. Was I like clicked on Dota 2 or not? The frame seemed a little weird. Clinkz is very, very good against melee heroes. Pretty much the main way that he's used in the pro scene right now is if the enemy team has a Darkseer and you want to just crap on that Darkseer. And the reason that you beat Darkseer so bad is because Darkseer only does damage if you're within melee range. If Clinkz really gets scared, you can go invis, and you have a really, really good ranged harass. Like every time I hit the clockwork right there, I cast the Searing Arrows on him, and it does my regular attack damage, which is okay, but most importantly, it does 20 bonus damage. And as I level that up, eventually it's going to be doing 50 damage. Now, I'm messing up a lot of last hits here, but Clinkz has a really, really bad attack animation. I think we should be able to kill this clock here. I was a little worried about cogs, but at that point it did end up catching me, and I was even trying to snake bind. A big mistake there, as I lost approximately at least 200 mana. I think something like 160 mana, I believe, is what I just took from that. Not to mention quite a bit of damage. So that's kind of a big mess up. You have to be really careful about cogs, and we are going to be able to hit him again, I think. Now, he kind of messed up the cogs there, but we are putting him pretty low. And with the creep going after him, that's going to just about guarantee us a kill here. So I just have to make sure to orb walk a little bit, okay? And that will be the kill. So we do get a first blood. Good stuff. I end up finishing my Ring of Aquila. Since I burned so much mana on the double cog hit, I figured I might as well pick this up first. I could buy boots first if I really wanted to, but I decided against it here. So, again, the last hitting is a little tough. You can't use Searing Arrows to deny, keep that in mind, but now that I've got a couple levels in me, my base damage is much higher, and this is why I start using arrows a little bit, just because I've been missing some last hits. Just want to play it safe here. His animation is one of the worst in the game until you get some attack speed. Keep in mind that all animations do get better as you get attack speed. So, I'm popping my salve here. You might be a little worried because of the rocket, but I waited until after the rocket hit, so I knew that my salve would full heal by the time his rocket came off cooldown, basically. Again, just focusing on last hits, I'm really not worried about dying at all here. There's very little way that Clockwork could kill me, unless he got like a dust or something. He had lots of levels of battery assault. I mean, that's probably the only way that he could do it. I thought I was gonna be able to get that last hit, but nope. And at least 2, unfortunately. Oh yeah, another reason my damage is actually okay is because I got a Wraithband start. So yeah, basically the same principles apply towards a hero like Darkseer. It's just because of the fact that I do a lot of physical damage and it's all ranged. And Clockwork can't really safely get last hits because every time that he does, I'm going to be able to cast at least 2 or 3 Searing Arrows on him. Now, so you might look at Skeleton Walk and say, why am I not maxing that? Why am I not getting just 1 level? And it's basically because you want this to be leveled up, because if you do get ganked, it gives you insane movement speed. Essentially, if you go Invis, you're going to hit max movement speed. And if you do get ganked, max movement speed is a really good way to survive a gank. Like, even if the stuns hit, your HP is a little low, but it will help you out quite a bit. So max movement speed on Skeleton Walk is usually the way to go. You don't necessarily have a whole lot of mana to spam strafe in the early game. As you guys can see, my mana pool is not super high. So just having max out levels of Skeleton Walk can keep you quite survivable in the early mid game. So I think I commentated this already, but I don't really remember it that much because it was like a week and a half ago or something. So again, look at the big hits on the Clockwork. It's now hitting for 40, I think. Yeah, 40 physical damage. I basically have a double damage at the moment. Essentially, it's pretty close. Hitting quite hard on him, so he really can't come back to the lane. I want to check his items really quick because I can't do that as easily. I think I noticed here that he didn't have any regen, so I just put a couple hits in him, and then I knew at that point that he literally is going to have to leave the lane. And if he has to leave the lane, man, that is no good for him. He can't come and get EXP anymore because he has to worry about me harassing him out of lane. So this is basically the strength of Clinkz. Now, you might not always get to play Clinkz versus a melee hero. When you're playing Captain's Mode, obviously that's something that you're keeping in mind. In Captain's Mode, that is why you draft things, because you try to predict lanes and try to match up hero matchups that you know that you can win. So if they have a Darkseer long lane, you say, well, okay, I'll just pick Clinkz because I know I can out-harass the Darkseer. He's not going to be able to deny me because I have Searing Arrows, and I'll have a really good way to actually harass the Darkseer and get through his annoying Stout Shield and possibly kill him solo. The idea as a Clinkz is you just farm really hard and then hopefully get there and score some kills. This is actually really bad for our Rubik. Pretty good chance of him dying here, but I might be able to clean up. We'll see. And he actually was a little worried about dying, so he's going to juke to the right, and I'm just going to grab an ulti on a creep here and then go Invis to try to pick up this kill. Now, I have boots as well as a little bit of movement speed from the Skeleton Walks. That means I should only have to hit him like maybe twice tops. And the Ball Lightning, that's actually Blitz playing Storm Spirit, I believe. He balls over and he loses a bunch of mana from the cogs, but I do end up getting the kill, which is pretty good for me. He gets experience too. So use my ulti on the neutral creep. Keep in mind that's kind of like Hand of Midas in the way. You have to realize that you're not only getting the HP and the damage bonus, but I mean, you kill a free creep. That's a full HP creep that normally would take a lot of last hits to get to. I was actually trying to stack that, but as I could see, I was a little bit too high up. Now watching the replay. And now the Clockwork is back. The harass continues. I should have picked up some of my components for Orchid already. I think the last time that I played Clinkz, I actually rushed a Sheepstick. I didn't go Orchid. It was a little bit before the time where Clinkz started getting played in the pro scene, so I wasn't quite sure on the item build. The Sheepstick was a little bit of an outdated one, but the idea still kind of stands. You need some disable, preferably, when you solo gank people, and that's kind of the purpose of just about any Invis hero, is that you do need to contribute towards ganks. That you need to be there, and you need to successfully be able to disable them, and then do your DPS. Because if you just open up on any support hero, they're just going to throw a stun on you, and then they're going to run away, and your chances of killing them are much lower. If you grab an Orchid, you can silence them, and then you can just right-click them all until they die. Sorry, my camera's pretty high. That's a little better. I look less hunched over now. So, Orchid is very good for the same reason. If they're silenced, they might as well be disabled. Sure, they can run full movement speed, but that's about it. Again, messing up the stack. The reason I wanted to kill that, it's actually a little bit of a mistake to leave them alive this far, but if you don't kill them, then that's your easiest creep camp that you can come over to use your ulti on. I should have been casting it more, most likely, but if I kill the creeps, then they will spawn a big one, and then I can easily just use the ulti. What was I talking about? Acceleration from killing neutral creeps. and just disabling people with ganks. Invis heroes like Rikimaru and Clinkz kind of play similar ways, which is they get a lot of last hits ideally, and then from there they turn into ganking machines after they get a little bit of farm up. Clinkz is the same way. You want to finish Orchid first. Most pro players actually do not grab treads before they finish their Orchid. Most of them actually do go Boots of Speed into Orchid and then finish treads immediately after finishing the Orchid, because they want to get the Orchid up as fast as possible, because they know once they have it finished, they can get a lot of solo kills. Same applies for Riki. He gets treads and a Diffusal Blade, and then he goes around and gets a bunch of kills, and then from there he goes into more of a farming role. So if you guys ever want to counter heroes like Clinkz or Rikimaru, just make sure that they don't get those ganks successfully off in the mid game. You'll see good teams just pick up things like Observer, or Sentry Wards, and get detection all around the map, and with that they are able to avoid those ganks. But at the moment I'm quite farmed. I've got 45 last hits. I've missed quite a few last hits actually, but despite that I'm doing alright. Mana Regen is very good with the Sage's masks, and I can do quite a bit of damage to towers. I might as well put the damage in while I'm sitting there. Tread switching while I take damage, because I know that it'll reduce the percentage that it does to me. I'm going to run over to the jungle camp again. I did spot the... I am really confused why I did not ulti that... Oh, my ulti was not up, that's why. I was like, why didn't I ulti that Centaur? But my ulti wasn't available at the time. And there is a Batrider, so I'm going to go invis. He is going to dust me, but as you guys can see, I'm pretty fast. So we'll see if I can survive this. I think this Clockwork messed up majorly there by not cogging me in. And now I'm cogged in, so... Now at this point I was considering whether or not I wanted to kill the Clockwork. He's going to rocket me pretty low. I have 5 stacks on me, by the way, but I knew that if I went for the kill, I would die for sure. So I played it safe. I'm worried about getting rocketed again, so I'm going to go hide in this little tree and pop up the south, which is why I did this. A little bit about the ulti. It's not a percentage-based heal. Normally, if you, for example, pick up a Vitality Booster and then remove it, it won't fully heal you, but the way that Death Pact works is heavily favored towards just healing Clinkz and keeping his HP up. The way the skill used to work a long time ago is it only would heal you HP, which wasn't that useful really, because you're already a squishy hero. As you guys can see, he's really squishy without the ulti up, but luckily it does heal you pretty beneficially. It basically just removes the upper limit rather than taking the percentage and shifting it over. So for example, if I have half of my HP, if I had 350 HP right now, and I was missing 350, or let me redo this. Let's say I have 500 HP out of 1,000, and instead of just taking the HP off the top, which a gain of what, 250? This is probably kind of confusing, but you gain 250 HP from ulting a creep, so you'll go up to, let's say, 500 out of 1,000, for example. If your ulti ends and you go back down to your regular HP of 750, you should be at 350. But the way that the Clinkz ulti works is the HP removes from the top. So that means the upper limit will shift down by 250, so you'll actually be at 500 out of 750 instead of 350 out of 700. I didn't do that right. I kept messing up my numbers and stuff, but I just did it on the top of my head. Regardless, if you guys watch it sometimes, it'll take whatever HP you have, you stick with that HP, and the upper limit will shift down. So as my ulti ends here, my HP will not go below 895. It won't do a percentage based of the lower number. It's going to be 895, so if my heal ran out right now, I would be at full HP. That's what would happen, basically. So I didn't explain that as well as I could have, but you'll have to excuse me because I'm kind of just like right on the ball. And not right on the ball, that's the wrong analogy to use. I'm on the spot. So I should be able to take this tower pretty soon here. I'm just going to do some Searing Arrows on the creeps. If possible, some to harass the Clockwork as well. I'm not too happy about this Catapult dying because Catapults do a ton of tower damage. I'm considering TPing as well, so I pick up a TP scroll here. But I don't want to waste my time going there if it's not going to help out. I've got my first Oblivion Staff as well. I maybe could have picked up another Strafe level at level 9. I still haven't talked about how I got almost killed Clockwork, but basically my decision making there is as soon as I got nuked in that low, I decided that I had to ulti a creep to stay alive, and then I got cogged in. Maybe I should have just ran to the right. I probably could have. It put me in kind of a dangerous spot, but I could be using that ulti on neutral creeps, of course, but I do kind of want to push this, especially since there's a lot of action going on, so I just used it on a creep instead. It's not nearly as much gold, but I'm going to pop Strafe here. I knew that the glyph was down because it was used earlier, and this should allow me to just right-click the tower down. I think I see the heroes coming at this point, so I just pop Invis. Got about 10 seconds of ulti left, so I'll point that out to you guys as that ends, and you can see exactly how it works. Let me just adjust my mic a little bit here. Let's point it up more towards me so I don't have to hunch over. This is much better. All right, oh, it just ran out. So my HP was assumingly, I assume was 580. I'll have to watch it again. I just want to confirm that I'm not wrong. Waiting to use my ulti just now. I'll tread switch to int before I cast this, and bam, there. So up to 978 or 970 HP. I see an axe, and then I go invis because that's obviously a gank. So there's 3 heroes top at the moment. They stacked this really hard. I had no idea, but here at TP that looks like it's axe actually leaving. He knew that the jig was up. So I hit really hard right now. I mean, look, I hit it for 128 plus 24, and that's even without the Searing Arrows, by the way, guys. Like, it is a lot of damage as Clinkz when you use your ulti on a neutral creep. It's amazing. One counter, or one hero that Clinkz actually counters is... Oh, my ulti's about to run out. 800 HP. I think I'm right. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I full healed. So my HP was actually higher than the adjusted rate, so it just left me with a full HP heal, basically. So that's exactly how it works. It's very good. There's a lot of action on the map, but again, I'm just kind of free farming. Could use my ulti on creeps if I want to. I took the tower already, so it's not that important to push. But instead, I will auto-attack a little bit. Part of the reason I'm auto-attacking here is just because I want to get back into the jungle faster. I mean, if you think about it, there's only so many lane creeps per minute, so that means you technically want to kill those as fast as possible in a situation where you're not worried about pushing so that you can get to the jungle faster. I'm obviously alt-tabbed for a second here, but... one thing I made a mistake there is that I've seen a lot of high-level players do, but never really understood why they did it before. But you want to kill the other creeps first and then ulti the main creep. And the reason you do that is because it gives you the most possible time of ganking with it. That's if you're going for ganks, that is. So I ended up doing that kind of in the incorrect path. Though it did help me kill the other neutrals a little faster. We have a little bit of Zonky here. Due to me purchasing, I missed things. But I'm pretty close to the Orchid being finished. Or did I have the Orchid be finished? I'm not quite sure. But for now, I'm still kind of last hitting. My Orchid's a little slow. I'm missing a lot of last hits here to be a little worried about. I used the strafe because I was like, well, this guy is going to come gank me. And then I changed targets, I think. I was going to ulti a creep just to stay alive. I think he thought he was going to kill me there. And then I got my Orchid and... There we go. So we're all good. I played that a little weird. I should have just used Searing Arrows a lot more on the second meepo that showed up. So he kind of fed me a kill. I played that real sloppy, but I still got it based on doing alright. I should have much more last hits. You shouldn't really miss that many last hits with Clinkz, but I did, unfortunately. So Rubik kills Clockwork. I can use my ulti. My HP will get healed a little bit here as it shifts down, or at least my percentage of HP, as you guys see, it will adjust up. Bam! So despite not changing the actual value, the percentage is increased. And I'll just ulti this Centaur here in a second. I pulled it into the creep wave just because I didn't want to take any damage from auto-attacking. And, of course, we will get stunned, but bam. So there we go, a lot more HP. And without even having to go back to base. I mean, this is the best thing about Clinkz, basically. You have really, really good mana regen from the Orchid, and you have really good HP regen from your ulti. So ideally, you would never go back to base if possible. Once you finish a couple mana regen items and you hit 6, you should not have any troubles with Clinkz staying out on the map. Now, I should be probably ganking at this point instead of farming. I think that would probably be better, but for some reason, I'm not doing that. I never play Clinkz, by the way, so I'm not exactly executing him right, but... That is a axe, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I definitely want to kill that guy. My positioning was not the best here, but the Orchid still killed him anyways, so I got lucky. Not really lucky, but my positioning could have been better. As soon as he ran out, I should have just turned and fought him, but I didn't quite expect him. I should TP mid right now, but I'm not doing it. I think I'm trying to ulti a creep first, and then going to fight, because you don't really want to fight at low HP, it's a little scary. So there's the creep ulti. Do I TP? Yep, there's the TP. Looks like I'm going to get cogged, I think. I think I queued up a Shadow Walk. Yeah, I did. They saw me coming pretty hard, so it scared them back, and I think at this point I was like, well, I'm really glad I TP'd there. 3 kills, 1 assist, 100 CS. And there's an Observer on the high ground. Checking for a rune, but at this point I was like, alright, let's get some kills. I should be doing this already. I'm going to move the Orchid to a hotkey that I like. I've got 3 levels of strafe, and... my ulti is about to run out, so I'm going to think Invis here, and then run over to neutral camp. Storm Spirit kills Meepo. That's one path you can take if you're in Invis here and you don't want to get spotted. So now we're to some trolls. Oh, I messed that up really bad. I accidentally attacked him. I didn't mean to do that, but I did. I did it. I'll probably still ulti him anyways, and yeah, I'm gonna ulti him anyways. So I lose some HP and some damage potential. It puts me at 14. We have huge map control at this point, so I'm kind of just don't think the kills are necessarily happening, but I know that the clock is over here. The question is, when do I silence him? And Batrider's initiating, so things are getting weird. Luckily, a silenced Windrunner can't do a whole lot. And bam, I got to right click a whole bunch. Batrider is going crazy. I should have attacked him a lot earlier. Now we got a axe. Little silence, of course. Yeah, that's Clinkz is really good. If you get your Orchid up relatively fast, he just hits so hard. I mean, I saved the strafe. I killed Windrunner with the silence. I saved the strafe for the clockwork. I mean, even tanky heroes like Axe, they don't really affect me that much. I don't remember if I ulti a creep here, but I wish that I would. Now the creeps are all low HP, so it's not as worth it. I don't know why they wanted me to report this, Meepo. I can't remember. I think I all chatted. I remember I typed something here. It's kind of just like a flame war that I did not want to jump into here. I don't think I ended up reporting the guy. The Meepo, they're probably just fighting like idiots. That's all. So yeah, anyways, back to farm. I've got 6 kills now. Really, really good start. There's the troll not being there, unfortunately, but we will have an axe. And I'm kind of waiting for him to come forward so that I can strafe and hit him a bunch. I'm going to invis to catch up, and I should just have to just get a couple more right clicks. I should have attacked moved a little bit more. That was really well done by him. Wand at the perfect time, and I can't actually chase that, so could have got that kill. Should have gotten that kill, especially. I don't quite attack move well enough on Clinkz just yet, because I don't have as much of an understanding of the hero as I should, but definitely should have killed Axe. What I think I should have done primarily is invis before I initiated on him, because my initial Orchid initiation was pretty crappy. It only gave me a couple seconds of auto-attacking, when it really would have been better to have actually more hits than that. I didn't really get enough hits in before the Orchid ran out, so I should have invis to walk into him instead of like trying to hide around the corner, and then I should have just strafed and Orchided and right clicked, and we would have been able to burst him down most likely. So I think I'm going for an MKB first here. A lot of people should and do go BKB after the Orchid, because once you have the ability, that's usually enough. I wanted to score a kill in this Windrunner. I thought it would be a pretty free kill here, and then Clockwork shows up, and then I'm like, ah, crap. Now my ulti's running out, and things are maybe not looking as easy, and even a Batrider is looking like she's going to go in. So I remember I messed this part up a lot. Yep, I did. True facts. I used strafe and all, and I misclicked a little bit, so pretty big mistake from me. And yep, I remember this part not so fondly. HP was a little bit too low. I pop invis late and I get killed. So I forgot to turn on I messed up turning on the Searing Arrows, basically. Didn't turn the Searing Arrows on when I jumped on the Windrunner. I silenced the wrong person, I think, as well, so I actually messed up quite a bit. So we get Clockwork. Got Meepo's top. Blitz has his Bloodstone. He has like 8 kills. That was my first death, but pretty stupid death to have. Top lane's being pushed. That is Sand going. There we go. Lots of dead creeps. Good stuff. Still dead. Man, being dead sucks, doesn't it, guys? Being dead's the worst. I have the most last hits in the game. Not too surprising, I guess, considering I had complete free farm and a Clinkz super easy lane. Clinkz versus Clockwork, like I said, quite easy. Pretty much Clinkz versus just about any melee hero is going to have an easy time. So pick up the Javelins. Normally I wouldn't recommend buying both Javelins right away, but the reason I basically did it is because I'm waiting to use my invis, by the way, because I want to ulti creeps first. It's 20-second cooldown, so you got to be very careful with it. I'm gonna make sure to kill this first and then go invis. That should get me in position a little faster. The reason I bought both javelins is because normally you buy a demon edge first, ideally, but I didn't really expect to. I'm really thinking about going on this bat. I probably should have there. We even see the clockwork. I think I'll go high ground, maybe do it. Basically, usually when you buy a demon edge, you don't have enough space, pretty much. So I decided 2 javelins would be fine here. Since I'm pretty far ahead, I have a lot of gold and kills and things. There's a little strafe, a little silence as well. I think we were talking about going on the bat there, so that's why I kind of initiated on him in a weird spot. Should be able to kill the clockwork. Yep. Got him. Windrunner's going to get away now because of evasion. I'm going to silence the axe. And a little bit of initiation there allows us to clean him up as well, so. Looking pretty good. Decent team fight. We initiated on the bat. Once the bat was killed, we weren't that worried about Blitz dying, so then we just kind of went super aggressive. And from here, I'm just going to kind of strafe and kill the tower. Now, Clinkz used to be like the backdoor hero. He's still very good at backdooring, but it's a little tougher now because of the regen. I'm going to find a Clinkz. Ooh, I really should have silenced one of those guys. We could have killed them. I was looking for the setup there, but didn't do it in time. And MKB is now finished, so my damage potential is huge. Sometimes it's very good to also go crit, by the way, rather than MKB. But the reason I got MKB is just because of the Windrunner, because then I don't have to worry about her ever using Windrun to escape stuff. I don't think this was a rage quit. I thought at the time it was, but it actually was not later. I believe he reconnects. There's a fast way to reconnect, or sorry, to turn on Searing Arrows, by the way, rather than right-clicking them like I sometimes do. What I ended up doing, what you should do is Alt-W. You can do, depending on where the orb is, whether that's Alt-Q, Alt-W, Alt-E, or Alt-R. Some people have hotkeys set up this, so it's kind of weird. And sometimes different, but I think I was typing at this point. I was sticking up for the clockwork. Like, there's not a whole lot clockwork can do versus a Clinkz. Clinkz is very, very good against melee solos. It's very good against them. He's not really good with any dueling or anything, but this guy is crazy. I thought the clockwork did did fine considering. It's not a good matchup at all. I didn't realize the Batrider was standing there, and I got a little terrified. I was like, wow, I should not be this close to a Batrider. Let's get back into the jungle. Go use an ulti again. See, again, he's just making more excuses. He never asked for help. Like, what's he going to do? I think I typed here. Yeah, bat ganked me. It wasn't successful. Like, that's kind of what I'm just saying. Like, what's going to happen? How are you going to gank a Clinkz that early? He's all the way in safe lane. You have to have a dust. He's really fast, so that means, like, if Clock can't cog me in and Axe can't, like, get in nice close, like, what's supposed to happen? It's just, he was being unrealistic. I think I went BKB at this point just because I was getting a little sick of the disables, but see if I can get this kill on the Windrunner. I don't even remember if I had to Orchid this. It's pretty much over at this point. Little unnecessary Orchid, but she was really dead. I actually didn't even turn it on for when I was right-clicking her. I forgot the Searing Arrows again. Gotta remember your autocast, man. So this is kind of like what I'm talking about. Ganking solo heroes that have no idea you're there. If they don't have sentry wards, this stuff just kind of happens endlessly until the game ends. And sitting 9 kills with 4 assists and only 1 death on Clinkz is not safe for the opponents. Now, despite this, Batrider actually has pretty good items, but them coming back does not look very good at this point. So, should be able to take the tower. I decided to go around this way just in case there's any heroes waiting. And I figured I could hit the tower from the left side. It's a little dangerous to do this, though. I knew the Batrider was showing up, so if the Batrider decides to initiate on me, this is why I was backing up, by the way, because I was worried about the bat initiating. I really did not want to get pulled. And luckily for him, luckily for me, actually, the Flame Break ends up pushing me towards the tower, so I felt pretty safe here. I'm going to use my ulti on a creep because we're looking to engage. I think Storm Spirit's in position. I will now invis as we caught a hero. That was a Windrunner putting wards down or something. I'm really not too sure. Do what I can to the Batrider. Puts him pretty low, and we're going to go high ground, I guess. Now we kind of picked off 2 heroes for free, one of which seemed AFK actually. More right-clicking. Meepo doesn't really have a chance against Clinkz in a way, just because I do so much single target damage. I was a little worried about the damage I was tanking at the moment, but I can just ulti a creep in a second, so. Ulti one of the full HP ones. It'll give me some heal. In the meantime, Blitz is messing around in the jungle. Don't know what he's doing. Almost dying. But that kind of gives us a free tower, so I was pretty happy about it. Ooh, that is an epicenter. And that is a bunch of dead heroes, so we basically just won the entire Rax there. BKB is finished. I actually probably should have... Oh, I didn't actually get it from their base. Somebody else is buying. Clinkz does great tower damage, though. Great building damage. Really good physical output. So, yeah. If you guys are playing a typical game of Clinkz, go Orchid into BKB. If you're doing really, really well, you can get a damage item first. I now have a Black King bar in my possession. Clockwork has disconnected again. I think he's having some problems. I'm not really sure. Don't want to take too many creeps here. Again, I'm going to ulti a creep because I want to get my HP and damage up. And at this point, I'm looking for a kill. I'm just going to stay invis. He actually reconnected just now. I think he now understands the terror that is him, that he should be. I just 3-shot that Windrunner. That felt pretty good. I should have kept attacking him. I didn't realize my BKB was still on. Way. Yeah, we hit pretty hard right now. I had BKB up, so if you have Black King bar activated, guys, you actually don't have to worry about a blade mill. Okay, I bought a Crystallis here. I'm gonna wait to attack the Wildkin.
Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
Go a little bit more HP, 9 mana per second at the moment, pretty solid. Clinkz actually does kind of peek off late game as a hard carry. You guys got to keep that in mind. The main reason that he's useful is because his ganking is really strong. If you get a lot of good ganks off with Clinkz, then it doesn't matter if you're a slightly worse late game carry. I mean, heroes like Anti-Mage or Vasus Void are always going to out-farm and out-carry a Clinkz at equal farm, but Clinkz's ability to gank and generally be just stronger in lane is definitely apparent. So from here, we right-click buildings. That was actually really cool. I think he's gonna die from that. Yeah, he does. End up dying. Super mediocre ulti there. But from here, it's pretty much over. So that's gonna be the end of the game, I think. Was that Axe? Oh, that was Axe. I thought that was Clockwork for some reason. Like I really need HP. But not before I grab a Crystallis. He's trying like really hard to net us. Oh yeah, BKB right clicks. Take that building. And Clinkz will be successful. So yep, that's Clinkz. Get an Orchid. Hopefully landing it's a solo safe like melee hero. If you're against a dual lane, at least have like another ranged hero, because then you can use double range advantage to win your lane. And okay. Oh cool, that's that Beastmaster set. Yeah, that's it. So that's a Clinkz game. I'm gonna go record the next one. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Get a Orchid on Clinkz. It's very good damage, good mana regen, and yeah, gives you lots of denies. 30 denies, very good. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. See you guys later. Bye.